Hey guys, welcome to my very first D1DLC YouTube video. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about Doom, the open beta that was released last weekend. It focuses purely on the multiplayer. There was no single player missions that were released for the open beta. So this is just a little bit of my thoughts on the gameplay itself for the multiplayer, some of the aspects for the loadouts, and the XP unlocks for cosmetics and skill-based perks. So hopefully you enjoy this video, and sit back, relax, and hopefully you enjoy. So right off the bat, as soon as we launched the game, I noticed the loadouts menu item, which was immediately a concern because the traditional Doom is set as an arena style shooter, which basically means you run around the map to try and pick up the awesome weapons that are available. There's a lot of team-based control over the map and the locations of particular weapons to make sure that your team has the best advantage during that mode. So that was a concern. The other issue was hack modules, and these basically look like power-ups similar to what you would get, or skills that you get from things like Call of Duty and those sort of games. Again, I prefer to see those sort of based around the map, so that your team is always trying to find those power-ups. The other interesting part is the armor sets and stuff, the cosmetics that you can get and unlock throughout the game as well, which is pretty interesting. Some garish colors, and I'm not the most artistic type, so when it comes to colors I randomly pick some horrible looking combinations, and you'll see plenty of players with ridiculous stuff out there anyway. So it was kind of interesting to see some of the options, and the fact that you can have mismatched armor, so there's differing armor types for left arm, right arm, left leg, right leg, torso and helmet. But yeah, so it's all kind of interesting. However, it really hasn't got that Doom feel about it, from what I could tell so far. But for now, let's get into a little bit of gameplay, and I'll give you my first impressions of how I went my first few rounds.
Incoming demon rune.
Fucking nope. Don't worry though, it's all good. I found my zen and regrouped.
Module expired. Lost.
Why? Why do I do this? Okay, so whilst you are going to die a lot, there is still a lot to enjoy about the game, and I think once you do get familiar with it a little bit more, and comfortable with the maps, and in particular the loadout that you use. So for me, I in particular used the assault rifle in conjunction with the super shotgun. That seemed to work pretty well most of the time, as you'll start to see in this gameplay now. But overall, it's a strange experience, this one. So I definitely didn't get the same feeling that I thought I would, based on the old Dooms. But it does have a bit of a Quake feel to it. It is pretty fast-paced. I'd almost suggest that it's not quite fast enough for the gameplay that they're going for, but I know for other people they're going to find this even too fast for them as well. But for me, I didn't mind it. Like I said, I started to get into a rhythm after a little while, and it wasn't horrible to play. I'm really curious to see how they decide to implement the single-player storyline missions with this kind of gameplay. So it might be really good, and hopefully it is, but it could also be a weird mix of fast-paced arena style speed with solo missions. So I'm curious to see how that comes out. Unfortunately, that wasn't part of the open beta gameplay options. And something else I didn't mention before, you can actually modify some of the elements of your weapons. So there's customizable paints and textures that you can add to them as well as you're going through the game. One thing I don't have any footage of is in particular the demon spawn pickups. So one interesting element to the game now is as you're running around the map, there's a timed a bonus drop that you can get on the map, which basically enables you to become a demon. I think by default it's a Revenant demon, so the one with the jetpack and the missile launchers on its back, the big skeletal looking one. So you can pick that up as a buff, a temporary timed buff, I think. I've only hit it twice, and both times I've died pretty damn quickly because I didn't know how to use it. However, it is pretty OP from what I've seen other players doing in the game as well. There's a couple of cool mechanics as well that I really quickly wanted to mention. So the melee, it's not just a standard melee in this game. It's if the other player is at a low enough health, it triggers a finishing move, so you can actually pick them up and throw them on the ground, break their necks, that sort of stuff. So pretty brutal, pretty cool. I've had it happen to me a lot, and I managed to get one brutal in this bit of gameplay, which I was very happy with. But as you can see, I'm not a good player, but I can manage to hold my own on occasion, depending on the level of skill of the other players, which I think this particular team we were playing by the end of it decided to wipe pretty much because they weren't as amazing as I thought they might be. But anyway, everyone's on a learning curve of this game anyway for a while. So I guess in the end, what did I think of this beta? Well, it certainly wasn't quite the Doom that I wanted it to be, that I was hoping it would be. It's still very addictive, very fast-paced, and I think it's going to be one of those games where I will get a little bit addicted to it. What my the biggest thing I'm looking forward to in this game is probably more what they do with the main missions, the solo campaign and stuff, and how that's going to tie in with the multiplayer gameplay. So I'm really excited about that. Hopefully it all starts to gel together. I think the important thing is to remember that this isn't Doom 1, this isn't Doom 2, and as much as the fans probably wanted it to be that, it's certainly not. It does have that Call of Duty kind of feel to it in terms of the power-ups and the loadouts, etc. So it's certainly not quite the arena style that we may have wanted, but I still enjoyed it, and I'm still going to pick this game up and give it a shot. So hopefully you guys will too. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and we'll hopefully get some more content out for you in the near future. I know we've been looking at a couple of other games, Battleborn and Overwatch, so hopefully we've got some videos for that in the coming days or weeks. Yeah, hopefully we'll catch you next time.